How does a 20-year-old English midfielder step into the biggest football club on the planet, carry the massive expectations of millions, and not only meet them, but totally smash them? Now, Jude Bellingham's instant impact at Real Madrid is not just about his athleticism or his raw talent, although he does have plenty of both. There is another dimension at play, and it's all about this, his brain. This is what sets him apart. And today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the neuroscience behind Jude Bellingham's remarkable resilience. And make sure you stick around, because what you're going to learn today may just change the way that you handle pressure on the pitch forever. Now, welcome back to the channel where we uncover the mental game secrets behind the world's top players so that you can level up your performance on the football pitch. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Bowden. I'm a mental performance coach to professional footballers, mainly in the Premier League and the Championship. I'm also the best-selling author of the book, Use Your Brain, Raise Your Game, the Professional Footballer's Guide to Peak Performance. Now, in this video, we're going to deep dive into Jude Bellingham's spectacular beginnings at Real Madrid. We'll dissect the high pressurized environment, the mental routines, and the brain-based strategies that keep him consistently thriving. But here's the best part. You can adapt these exact techniques so that you can become a more resilient and confident player no matter what level you're playing at. Now, first, let's get to grips with the sheer intensity that Bellingham walked into. Now, joining Real Madrid is like jumping into the lion's den of expectations. This is the club of the Galacticos, where legendary names are measured against silverware, unmatched legacy, and relentless media scrutiny. Every mistake, every misstep can make headlines across the globe. No matter how talented you are, the level of scrutiny can be crushing. Now, think of it in this way. Stepping onto the Bernabeu pitch, you have 80,000 fans at the stadium and millions more on TV. And all of these people are dissecting your every move. If you're not mentally ready, your amygdala, the red brain, the part of your brain that's responsible for that fight or flight response, this will go into overdrive. It will flood your system with stress hormones like cortisol. Now, what happens next is that your vision will narrow, your decision making slows down, and you're more prone to making mistakes. But Bellingham, he has handled this like he's been there for years. How? Well, let's dive into the strategies that he has almost certainly been using to flip pressure into performance. Now, let's begin with consistent pre-game routines. Now, have you ever noticed how composed that Bellingham seems before a match? He's not pacing around frantically. He's not overhyping himself. He is calm, collected, and laser focused. Now, that's no accident. It is a part of a well-honed routine. Now, neuroscientifically, consistent routines will act like a soothing playlist for your brain. They reduce uncertainty, and they will tell your mind, hey, we've got this. We've been here before. Now, here's the science behind this. When you repeat the same pre-game routine, maybe it's listening to a specific track, or it's doing a certain warm-up sequence, maybe you're engaging in a brief visualization. What you're doing here is you're building stronger neural pathways in your brain in the resilience centers. So areas like your anterior mid-cingulate cortex, or the AMCC. This area helps you to handle stress and to stay cool under pressure. And by anchoring yourself into something familiar, you lower the spikes of cortisol that sabotage most players' performances. Now, think about your own routine. Is it chaotic? Are you rushing to find your shin pads? Are you gulping down water last minute? Are you feeling your heart pounding with nerves? Or is it structured? Is it something that puts your mind at ease? Now, if it's the former, steal a page from Bellingham's playbook. Start by designing a small ritual. Maybe 2 minutes of breathing exercises. Maybe a specific warm-up pattern. Maybe a short playlist that calms your nerves. Over time, this familiar ritual will rewire your brain to handle matchday pressure like a pro, or like Bellingham. Next, let's think about visualization. Now, Bellingham often credits visualization as a key aspect of his preparation. Now, it's not a mystical or a wishful thinking way of doing something. It is about priming your nervous system for success. Now, in neuroscience, the principle is straightforward. When you imagine an action in vivid detail, your brain will light up the same neural pathways that it uses when you're actually physically performing the action. So if Bellingham is mentally rehearsing a through ball at the 90th minute, or he's visualizing how he'll calmly slot a ball past the goalkeeper, what he's doing here is he is strengthening the neural networks that are involved in these exact movements. And he's doing it under pressure. So by the time he faces the real scenario on the pitch, the crowd noise, defenders lunging in, his brain is like, we've been here. We know this drill and we will do brilliantly. Now, when you repeatedly practice a successful outcome in your mind, you're effectively teaching your brain that this is the default setting. It's almost like hacking your own muscle memory. High pressurized moments, it becomes second nature. Now try this as part of your own training. Close your eyes before a match or even during your downtime. Visualize yourself making a confident pass, controlling a difficult ball, or scoring that last minute goal. Imagine every detail. The roar of the crowd, the feel of the ball at your feet, the surge of adrenaline within your body. The more you do this, the stronger that these pathways get. It's like a mental blueprint that prepares you to perform when it really counts. Now let's look at rapid mental resets. Now, even the best players will make mistakes. It's inevitable. Now, what separates elite performers is how quickly they recover. Take a close look at Bellingham. If he misplaces a pass or he misses a shot, watch how fast he regains focus. There's no lingering frustration, no dwelling on what went wrong. This rapid reset is absolute gold when you're under pressure. Now, from a neuroscience standpoint, the longer you dwell on an error, the more you reinforce negative emotional circuitry in your brain. Now, it can become a terrible cycle. When you're upset about the mistake, you tense up, you make another mistake, and the cycle continues. Bellingham, he seems to have trained his mind to snap back instantly. Now, this might involve a short phrase that he says to himself, or a quick clap, or even a shrug to release tension. These small cues will act like a mental reset button, and you can create your own routine. Maybe it's literally saying next out loud, or you take a sharp intake of breath, or you ping maybe a wristband. The point is, you're there to disrupt that negative thought pattern and redirect your focus to the present moment. Over time, this habit reinforces a resilience loop in your brain. Mistake, reset, refocus, optimal performance. And it's not about ignoring errors, it is about acknowledging them, learning fast, and moving forward. Now, this skill alone can be the difference between a disastrous performance and a match-winning one. Next is to reframe pressure. So is it a threat or is it a challenge? Now, you've probably heard the phrase, pressure is a privilege. And Jude Bellingham, he embodies that sentiment. He doesn't see his environment as do or die. He sees it as an exciting challenge. Now, this seemingly small shift in perspective has absolutely massive implications for your brain chemistry. Now, when you label a situation as a threat, I can't mess up, everyone's watching me, I might fail, your brain pumps out stress hormones that hamper clear thinking. But when you interpret the same pressure as a challenge, I've earned this stage, I'm ready to show what I can do. Your body now releases dopamine and adrenaline in ways that will actually boost your performance. This helps you to focus, it heightens your senses, and it fuels you with positive energy. Now, if you walk out onto the pitch terrified of what could go wrong, you'll likely hesitate. But if you step out onto that pitch thinking, yes, this is my moment, let's see what I can do. What you're doing now is you're priming your brain and your body for bold, confident play, and over time, your brain wires itself to seek challenges rather than to shy away from them, making you a sure bet for high pressure success. Now, next time you feel that knot of nerves in your stomach, remind yourself, I get to do this, not I have to do this. Now, this subtle switch in your language can literally alter your brain's responses. Pressure becomes a surge of excitement instead of a wave of dread. Now, try this in your next game or your next training, and you will be surprised about how much your performance transforms. So, let's boil this down into practical steps that you can implement starting this week. Now, you don't need to be at the Bernabeu or have millions in transfer fees behind you. These techniques work at any level: youth academy, semi-pro, even recreational leagues. What you need to do is to create a simple pre-game routine. Pick 3 things, maybe a short breathing exercise, a favorite song, and then a quick round of dynamic stretching. Do them in the same order every time to condition your mind. Then visualize key moments. So you spend 5 minutes before bedtime, before a match, before training. Picture the exact situations that you want to excel in, like scoring a critical goal or making a clean tackle. Make it feel vivid. Feel the turf, hear the crowd, sense your heartbeat. Be there in the moment, doing what you do brilliantly. Then adopt a rapid reset. So here you choose a small, consistent action. Maybe you snap your fingers, or you tap your thigh, or you mutter a word like reset. Use it immediately after any mistake to snap yourself back into focus. Next, you reframe pressure. Practice telling yourself, this is a challenge, it's not a threat. Over time, that mental shift reprograms your response to stress. It will turn jitters into excitement, ready for performance. Now, Jude Bellingham's explosive start at Real Madrid may look like it's superhuman, but it is backed by actionable mental strategies that you can replicate. Now, don't just watch this video, put these techniques into practice. Pick one area. Maybe it's creating a strong pre-game routine. Commit to it for your next match. Watch how quickly your mindset and your performances improve. Now, if you have found value in this breakdown, please give this video a thumbs up. Please also share it with your teammates, as it really helps to support my channel. And check out the next video on the screen now to keep you operating with consistent and never-ending improvement.